Hello and welcome to the Plastic Soundwave Cult. I'm just going to get right into this one. Um, Norman Maslow did a video called Gimme Some Great Duos. Um, he got it from another channel. It was his response to that channel. He did jazz and rock. I could do a few more on rock. As we know, Mazzy has a large collection and he largely knows a lot about the record industry and the history behind a lot of those records, and makes his channel very interesting to watch. You can see the charisma and the love he has for his music. It's a huge part of his life. Um, but because his collection is so large, he has a vast amount of resources to pull from. And so I'm sure he has a lot of these records or albums or however. Um, but I set a challenge up for myself to do ones that he did not show in his video. It's not a criticism of it, as some people I guess have done. Like, oh, you missed this guy, you missed this guy. Well, leave a little bit on the bone for some people, and we could show some of our favorite duos too. I don't know how great some of these are, but I do really enjoy these duos. And one of them is going to be a bonus one. This is more of a duet, which is a weird stretch. But let's get into it. Okay, so the first album I'm going to do is going to be the weird one that I really had to stretch on until I realized there was actually one more duo I could do. But this one is Jim Reeves and Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits. Now, an interesting thing about this album is they only do one song together on it. And the other weird thing is they never actually recorded together. This is a 1981 album that features some of Jim Reeves' hits. Welcome to My World, He'll Have to Go. Probably most of you know that one. That's the one where he has to ask her to put her sweet lips to the phone. Four Walls, I'm Losing You. Patsy Cline songs, I Fall to Pieces. She's Got You, Crazy. Sweet Dreams of You. But there's one song on here, Have You Ever Been Lonely? Have You Ever Been Blue? And it says Jim and Patsy. So this is the duet that they do on there. Never recorded together, but with the magic of 1981 technology and the fact that they both sang the song in the same key, they were able to join these two together to do a duet that never really actually occurred. So yeah, that's my one weird one. I don't think he mentioned any Jim Reeves, or I'm not sure if he mentioned Patsy Cline though, now that I think about it. So the next one is a band called Air. And I'm going to have to check this here. So the band Air is a French band, which I think it says on there, Air French band. Is the duo of, you know what, I'm not as good as memorizing this shit as you guys are. Is a Nicholas Gooden and Jean Bonnet Dunkel. I'm sure I'm pronouncing those totally wrong. This is the only album that I have by them. This is a kicker. It's like super mellow, groovy. That's what you want to do when you hear it. It's like, yeah. Or just kick back. It's great to listen to in the car if you got a long trip. Jazzy, loungy, electronic synth. I guess that's what it would fall under. My brother sent me a mixtape with the song La Femme d'Argent. Again, I do not speak French. That song, it's a nice, long, mellow, cool song. Starts off with the rain and just has the most mellow crescendo I think I've ever heard in a song. It's great. And every song on here is fantastic. Um, Again, I'm pretty picky. I like to be able to listen to the entire record, and this is definitely one that, yeah, on a rainy day, you want to hear some cool music, or driving on a nice sunny day, Air, French band, Moon Safari. It's the only album I have from them, but it's killer. That one. All right, the next band is a band I don't know that much about. I just got into them. They've been around since 1987. And because I've been listening to a lot of new stuff, I showed this as one of my Christmas albums that I got. So it was in a fairly recent video. Fantastic album. It has a little bit of everybody on there. It's such a mixed bag, but it's got like some rap on it. It's got a garagey sound, lo-fi sound, nice production sound. It's all over the place, but it's really good, and it does mesh together very nicely. So this is Royal Trucks, White Stuff. I don't understand where they got the title from, because that's a really dirty mirror. The duo for the Royal Trucks is Neil Michael Haggerty, Jennifer Harima. They formed in 1987. They've been around a long time. To the best of my knowledge, this is their latest album at the time of this filming, and I really like it. It's a banger. It's a cool one to listen to when I'm doing shit around the house, and when you just sit down and listen to it. It's just a good, solid, fun album. But I don't know that much about the band yet. Okay, so the next album on my list here is Tears for Fears. This again is the only album I have from this artist. But this is one of my favorite albums. It's got to be in my top 10. I used to have it on vinyl, but it got lost in the theft of 89. To me, this album is almost timeless. I could see how some people would say that it has a very 80s sound, but the music still seems kind of relevant today. I could put this on. This is a great one to just sit back in my chair, play it loud, and just go into a completely different world. This album with its sonics just sucks you in. Yeah, one of my favorite ever. The duo for this one is Roland Orzabal and Kurt Smith. And they formed in 1981. Don't know a lot about their history either, except this album here contains Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Head Over Heels was a single off of here, but the deeper tracks in this thing, like Listen, Broken, Mother's Talk, The Working Hour has got to be in one of my top 10 songs ever. That song has so many textures to it. It's just amazing. If you haven't heard this album, you gotta just at least listen to it on YouTube and just kick back and just close your eyes, and it'll take you somewhere else. Okay. Our next duo is the Eagles of Death Metal, which consists of Jesse Hughes, also known as Boots Electric, and Josh Homme. There's Boots Electric, and there is Josh Homme. This is a band that formed in 1998. great rock and roll, solid rock and roll, makes you want to shake your ass. Um, I have 3 of their albums. The first one, the second one, and this one, and they have one more after this, I believe. And all 4 of the albums are really good. They're one of the bands that how I got into them was learning about the Paris terrorist attacks and watching the U2 concert on HBO that was canceled. That was supposed to be live. And at the end of the concert, U2 let Eagles of Death Metal finish out the set that they had for that night. And that's how I discovered this band. And even though it kind of had a morose discovery mode or method, I'm glad I found out about them. This is just great shake your ass rock and roll. Yeah, it's raw, it's dirty. It's everything you want from a desert rock band. So this next band, I don't know if it counts as a super band. I don't know how well they did in England, but electronic. I'm a huge Smiths fan. I'm a huge New Order fan. This album is pretty good with Bernard Sumner from New Order and Johnny Marr, who's the guitarist for the Smiths. Very good music on here. The songs that I really like on here are really good. To be honest, some of the other songs are a little bit but it has been a while. I had this for years on tape. My wife got this for me one Christmas. It's the only album that I have from them, but it's got great songs on it. Tighten Up, Getting Away with It, Get the Message, all great tunes. I think the song that I really like is Gangster. That's the or Soviet. Soviet is the one that I like. That's the deeper cut. Definitely the songs that you like, you really like, but the other songs do take more time to get into. The next one features one of the best, electronic synthesizer musicians out there. Has such just a great style, the way he does things, especially in the 80s with his work with Depeche Mode and later on with Erasure, which was another duo, Vince Clarke and Andy Bell. Oh, I'm doing that off the top of my head. I hope I got that right. Yazoo. Now, I've got the American copy of this where they were called Yaz in the States. I looked up Yaz to get a little information to make sure that I spelled Alison Monet's name correctly. Moyer, sorry. So I looked it up online to make sure that I spelled Alison Moyer's name correctly and pronounced it correctly. And I went to look up Yaz, and all I got were like references to something to do with heroin. So I don't know if they really appreciated that here. I don't know if Yazoo is the Yaz version in England, but Yazoo is their actual name. For whatever reason, they had to be called Yaz in the States. I find it hard to believe there's another band called Yazoo. This is their debut album, Upstairs at Eric's, so I'm a little partial to the title on this one. Alison Moyer, I think one of the great white soul singers out there. This album especially, her voice is just awesome, I think. It just rings a bell with me. And you have that very natural, almost analog sounding voice along with this juxtaposed to this beat, steady beat, very harsh electric, very syncopated. That's the word I'm looking for. And it's just how that is all so syncopated, and her voice just weaves in and out of the music. It was a brilliant idea. Um, I think Vince Clarke really wanted a male singer, and so that's why they did one other album after this, and then I don't believe they really performed again. But this album here, Don't Go to Pieces, Bad Connection, probably my favorite song by them. I before I before E except after C, Midnight, In My Room, Only You, Goodbye 70s, Situation, Winter Kills, Bring Your Love Down, Didn't I? I mean, every song on this album is so good. If you don't have it, it's very 80s, but it's beautiful, beautiful 80s. Okay, so when I got into new wave music, I'm glad to have this album again. Pet Shop Boys, Please. I believe this is their first full length album. Um, this is the duo of Neil Tennant and Chris Lowe. These two guys right here, in the little tiny picture. Great, great songs off of this one. Um, Divided by Zero, West End Girls, Opportunity, Let's Make Lots of Money, Love Comes Quickly, Suburbia, Tonight is Forever, Violence, I Want a Lover, Late Tonight, I Don't Want, oh, Why Don't We Live Together? I mean, oh, dude, every song is so good. Um, just his way that he sings it, that his voice and the synthesizers all match very nicely, very harmonious, um, and again, backed with a syncopated beat. Usually, it's digital type music, and but what a blend. This is a great album. Again, I don't have any of their other albums. I probably should check them out. I know there's some other hits that they had that I like too. But this album here just takes me right back to like 1986, 1987, when I was in high school. And actually playing this on my boombox. Well, not the album. I had a tape. Okay, so our next one is the Crystal Method. Um, this is great electronic dance music. Um, I think they're another one where they made a lot of money giving their songs to commercials. It's very commercial sound, but it's hot. This is another album that is made up of two guys, Ken Jordan and Scott Kirkland, and it's formed in 1993. I have Vegas, and I have a few of their 12 inches on CD. Everything I have by them is on CD, and I have Born Too Slow. But this album for me is their pinnacle album. I do want to try and get this on vinyl if it's possible. Um, oh, the tracks on this that are so good. It just starts in with a thud on PhD, with like Middle Eastern sounds along with just really drop dead bass. Wild, sweet, and cool. Just funky. Funky electronica. Roll It Up. That's one of my favorite songs on here. Murder. Actually, Murder is the only one song on here that's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird song. Not the best song on here. I think that's the only song that I don't download onto my phone. But the rest of it, name of the game, the winner, ready for action, 10 miles back. This song, deep cut, over the line, or at least I don't know that it was a single or anything, but over the line is one of the best just kicking back and driving songs ever. Um, so spacious, so much noise and background shit put into it. I love it. Um, it really can make you deal with traffic. Even though it's called Over the Line, they never go over the line. It's super, super fucking mellow electronica. It just, it could take you to another place while you're driving. Okay, so this next band, I just kind of found out about on YouTube. I was way behind the curve on this band, but crazy, crazy South African rap. The Antwoord. The Antwoord is a Afrikaans band from South Africa. They're kind of known for the Zef style of rap, which is a mix of rap and electronica, just full on dance music. The duo in this band is Yolandi fucking Weiser and Ninja. This is their album Donker Mag. Well, if I am half Dutch and I should be able to say this correctly. Let me see if I can do it. It'd be Donker Mag, which I'm sure I fucked that up still too. And what it means, I don't have a fucking clue. Great album. It's got like, you know, little bits in it and stuff. Don't Fuck Me, Ugly Boy, Happy Go Sucky Fucky, Czars, Ragin' Zeph Boner, Pompey, Cookie Thumper, Girl I Want to Eat You, Pitbull Terrier, Strunk. Actually, Strunk is a great song. Well, they're all great songs, but I think you can see where this is going. Rat Trap 66, I Don't Dwank, Sex, Moon Love, and Donker Mag. My Dutch cousins are shitting their pants right now, probably. Great, crazy, dark, funny, weird, very artsy. If you don't hate rap too bad, this is a good spot. You know, if you're not used to rap, they're not bad. They're both crazy. They put up some crazy rhymes. They definitely got their own style. But if you get a chance, check them out. Hey, god damn it, get off of there. All right, so the last band that I'm going to show, or the last duo I'm going to show, is another fun, great band, especially this album. I also have Pure Guava, but the band Ween, which is headed by the duo Dean Ween and Gene Ween. So Dean Ween, aka Mickey Melchoin Jr., and Gene Ween, Aaron Freeman. They were a band that was formed in 1984. I don't know when I want to say 88 is when Pure Guava came out, but I'm not positive. This came out in... This came out in 1994. For as silly as these guys are, they do put out some great, great tunes. This is Chocolate and Cheese. Great fucking CD. I love it. Take Me Away. Spinal Meningitis. Got Me Down. Freedom of 76 is a great song. I can't put my finger on it. Was their single. I appreciate that song much more now these days. A Tear for Eddie. Roses Are Free is a great song. Baby Bitch. That is one of the all-time. That's probably another one in my top 10. Um, Baby Bitch is an amazingly good song. Um, Almost brings a tear to your eye. Mister, would you please help my pony? Drifter in the Dark. Voodoo Lady, that's a great song. Joppa Road's a great song. Candy, Buenas tardes, amigos. The HIV song is actually pretty good. What was Diener talking about? Excellent song. And it rounds out with Don't Shit Where You Eat. And that is another fucking great song. This whole album is so solid. If you get a chance to listen to Ween, especially this album, take the chance. This is another one I would really like to get on vinyl. But even though I try to stick with my don't buy vinyl that you already have on CD. Maybe not. I don't need a big picture of that. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's my 10 duos that I think are great. Again, sorry to disappoint. Not too much history on that one. I'm trying to do it quick. But those are my duos that Mazzy didn't mention, and I think I did okay on coming through on the challenge for myself. All right, thank you very much for watching. If you want, subscribe. Till next time, catch you later. Bye.